Okay, so good afternoon everyone. My name is Arnel Madraso. I'm the teacher blogger. So for this particular blog, I am having this introspection about this new normal now. Talking about online platforms for learning. And so I've been trying different applications of learning and trying to see what are the pros and cons of each applications, no? So, but even before this pandemic, I have been an advocate of online learning, especially, for example, on our part in Manila, where the faculty is trained to make use of online tools for learning. For example, in Far Eastern University, there's such platform as Canvas, where practically students can be able to interact with the teacher even in taking the exam. Now here's a good thing, even assessment, teachers would be able to set a particular time. For example, if the test is 9 p.m., students will all have to answer the test at a particular time. So if it's 15 minutes, after 15 minutes, it's 9:15, the test will close. Then they wouldn't be able to take the test anymore. So that's one. So in terms of assessment, objectivity is still reached, right? Is still achieved. Okay, so given the training in Manila on the use of learning management system like Canvas, so this is not new to me, the online learning. But the difference is that in Manila, that's private school. But in Zamboanga, where I'm now, I'm teaching at a state university. So this is a public institution. So that's the challenge. So number one consideration when we're thinking of implementing online learning, it has to be that students must have Wi-Fi connection. That's the first consideration. So, but just for the sake of, let's try to consider first the advantages. So, wait, let me just fix this. Set the frame. Okay. So I'm thinking, maybe before we will shut the door with the online management system, perhaps we have to give it a try, because not all students in WIMSU do not have. Actually, some are able to attend video conferencing, for example, Messenger or other applications they can, but only for some. Just like, for example, last night, I'm exploring the use of Facebook Live. So, Facebook Live last night. So, I invited my research class to be with me last night. So, if I have 30 to 40 students, so those who attended, I think would be around 10 to 15. Not even half attended. So, it's already moot and academic that we might say that, some were not able to be with us because they don't have internet. Or if they have load for their cell phone, when you say load, some would use their cell phones, use internet with the use of prepaid. Maybe only few would have it landline or the postpaid, right? So that is what I am thinking. Still, even if students, not all students wouldn't be able to attend online classes, because some are online, some of them. So this is what we are trying to consider now. But before we will reach to that point later, I would want to talk about the positive things first, right? So, but at least we already addressed the number one factor. But again, as I was saying, not all cannot. In fact, some can avail of the online classes, such as video conferencing, or even if it's submission of requirements using Facebook or Google Classroom. Okay, so but this video is really looking at, okay, let's say we will be applying the online platform for those who can. So that's for those who can. Then later, what are we going to do? What's the classroom implementation for those who cannot. Okay? So let's proceed with what would be more effective. So is it the use of private online or video meetup, or is it the live streaming? Okay? So to make it more academic, it has to be private. Because there's certain level of exclusivity. So when you say you're in the university, the teaching and learning should be exclusive only for that particular classroom. But here are some of the feedback. Number one, some of the reactions of students. This is my experience in Manila. Let's say there are 7 teachers using Google Classroom or Canvas. Then 7 teachers would be giving requirements, tests using Canvas or using Google. 7 teachers. So if I were a student, I'll be answering all the requirements, taking tests and all in one sem, dealing with, so the focus is just online using computer, 7 teachers bombarding them with all the requirements. So point is, some of the reactions I got is that they are really very stressed already with the Canvas. So whenever you ask them about Canvas, instead of saying they are proud of it, sometimes, it's synonymous to the word stress. That's the point. If 7 teachers in MIMSO would be using Google Classroom, imagine how stressful the student would feel at home answering, just focus on it. And that is where my blog site would come in. So since I'm a blogger, I use my blog site and I link it with Canvas. Right? So the activities I design is to excite students, and that is motivating them. So as to the comment section, so I'll be sharing a link and then they will be commenting by writing reflecting. In fact, I call it reflective essay. So they will be reading the link, they will be viewing the video, and then after that, they are going to draft it in the notebook. I'll check the grammar. Then after that, I will be allowing them if it is okay with them, if they want to post. But some students wouldn't want to post, so would prefer to just submit to me by email. So it's okay. But most, in terms of turnover of requirements, very high turnover of requirements, submission rate, because they are excited to post it online. So what's the connection? What's the connection of this written output with the video that I'm talking about? So if it's a private group meeting, I think, it would be exciting to meet fellow classmates in the group. But if you imagine this, if there are 7 teachers doing video meeting, doing Zoom or Gitsi, imagine how stressful would that be, right? Meeting and then giving tests and all. So a teacher will have to look for a way in order to motivate them, and that is where my role comes in. So I am the teacher, but I'm a vlogger also. You see, I'm a teacher, I'm a 40-year-old teacher, and they see me doing the vlog. And in fact, I experimented on this when I was in Far Eastern University. If you look at the number of views per video, whenever I upload videos, they are there. So they're always waiting for me to post. And there are times when I go to the library, they're there watching the video, reading the links, and they're answering, they're writing. In terms of the reaction of the parents, there are no complaints. Why? Because their children are learning. They're engaged in writing, posting their reflective essays, because they are engaged in writing. They're learning grammar skills, tone. So in my class, I always tell them to always be careful with what you are saying, with what you're writing. So I'm teaching them proper etiquette on how to conduct themselves in Facebook. I always remind them that these are the things that you should not do. Example, saying bad words, cursing, or calling out on people who have not paid their debts on you. So So, I teach them the right tone, correct grammar, and most of all, good attitude, how to interact with fellow classmates in the blog site. So activities, sometimes I give activities where we're all there, we're interacting, and it's published. See, the excitement of publishing. Do you understand? It's not, the purpose is not just to create a scene where people will see you doing this. It's not. But the point is, this is the new normal now. Can you prohibit students from going live in Facebook? What did you observe in the past? Even if you say don't go online, they will still do the dancing and stuff, and they will be posting. Sometimes they will be posting anything they like. Sometimes they'll be posting cursing other people using Facebook live. So the point is, this is freedom of speech. And the government, Philippine government, is in fact allowing Facebook Live or Instagram Live. So it's there. They're doing this. Question is, are we allowed to make use of Facebook Live for learning purposes? Just like last night, I went on Facebook Live not for the sake of just wanting to become famous. It's not. I'm using it as a platform to motivate them to finish their thesis already. Connecting with them, showing them what they're doing, I'm also doing it. But doing what they do in the right way. By now, I think you're familiar already of cases where even a teacher said something in the social media that in fact harmed him now. So he's now in jail. Because there's such thing as proper etiquette in conducting oneself in social media. And that is our role as teachers. I was thinking, why can't I use Facebook Live for learning? So tell me if I cannot use it for learning, provided there are rules, there are limitations. Number one, be careful with your words. Be careful with your words. So if you observe in my blog site, or even in my YouTube, I do not talk about politics, I do not talk about show business. Because I'm not doing it just for the sake of getting likes. I'm doing it because it is effective medium for my students to be able to process reading, view reliable blogs in order that they will be able to write well. So if you notice that there are certain materials in the internet that are really engaging, and all we need to do is to use them properly, but with precautions, no? So, okay, so there are pros and cons. Some would say that if you will allow students to be with you online, how will you ensure that they will not say something online? So, in fact, I'm already teaching them before we are going to go online or go live. So, always I remind them, in conducting yourself, in commenting, be careful with your comments. Right? So, I think it depends on the rules and the guidelines that you're going to set. So, you know what? Going live is excitement. The moment you do it private, example, do Google Classroom. Let's say 7 teachers would do Google Classroom. And it's already a stressful feeling. If I go to Google Classroom, then I'll have to pass the requirements. I have to do this and do that. And so, Google Classroom now, probably in the future, will become a stressful place to be in. Just like what I got, from the feedback from my previous students doing Canvas. And I'm already projecting this. If, let's say, 7 or 8 teachers will be doing all these things, so giving requirements and all in one Google place, sometimes it's exhausting. So that's why we need to think of other creative ways. Example, blogging, showing them how to do blogging, and as well how to interact in using blog sites. So, still I am exploring if this is working. No? So far last night, when I said I'm going to go on live, they're there. When you say live, they're there waiting for you. So what is he going to do? That's excitement. In fact, that's part of motivation already. Given that they are just at home, so if the other teachers are doing Google Classroom, it's okay. 3, 4, 5. But on my part, in terms of submission of requirements, they can submit via Messenger. But the activities are already organized in my blog site. So I have YouTube videos, but I also have a lot of reading links that I'm preparing to ensure that the reading links that they are reading, that they are processing, are not fake, are not fabricated based on propaganda. But it's really research-based readings with credible writers. So I really check the reading materials that I'm sharing with my students. So this is already a 15-minute blog. So okay, I'm only talking about those who can join me in my online class. So what will be the solution for those who cannot? So that is where the modular approach will come in. So perhaps we can give requirements to those who are online, and then at times these classmates would be able to feed their other classmates to inform them of what they did. And then in terms of submission, parents would come in. So if the students are not yet allowed to be coming to school, what we do is let's say if there's hard copy of module, we will be leaving it in the office. And then the parents will be getting it, and then they will be answering. The question is, how valid now would be the assessment materials? So, example, if there is quiz, who will be answering the quiz now? So these are some of the downside of take-home modules, because it's not anymore reliable if it's still students' work or not. But it's not our worry as of the moment. Our worry now is how to bring them back to school. But there's already a proposal that, we have to cut the number of students. So per class, at least 30 students in class. But again, the danger is, how sure are we that they will be practicing social distancing? So these are possibilities. As of the moment, on my part, I'm doing my best to connect with my students. So I'm done with the other classes, but I still have one more class. One research class. Sorry. So I have one research class. Okay, so I have one research class in senior high. Then I have 2 PhD classes. So 3 more. With the PhD, no problem, because all of them have internet access. I'm now focusing more on the thesis writing, because they were supposed to have final defense. So, but then we forgone with the final defense because of the situation now. So last night, if you were with us, I already announced the deadline, which is Monday. So that's thesis writing. So once submitted, I will be grading the papers already. So okay, so I think I already gave you the possibilities. No? Now in terms of online, as I said, even before the pandemic, I've been implementing this, trying to use online sources, making myself as a blogger to motivate them. But if I'll be transferred already, so this coming August, I'll be with my college students already in College of Liberal Arts. The more I will be, I think, effective with college students, because these people are really bloggers. No? They do blogs. They have their own blog site. They're moved and engaged with this platform that I'm doing. And I think I'd be more effective with this type of group, which is engaged in this culture of vlogging as in video, YouTube, and blog sites, making use of blog sites for learning. So I'm excited to again teach college students. So, but then, as I said, with the new normal now, I'm already preparing. So in terms of the lessons, I'm already preparing video lectures, that I'm uploading in YouTube, and I'm already organizing all the notes in my blog site, because that is where they are going to go. They will not be going to the library anymore, but they will be visiting my blog site for learning. So for the succeeding days, I'm already preparing everything. So if I'll be getting the syllabus, all the possible reading materials, activities, lessons, I'm going to upload it in the applylinguistics101.blogspot.com. The good thing is that the lessons that I'm that I'm implementing in my class can also be used by other teachers who are in my in the same curriculum year. No? So I am sharing the materials if they would want to use the video lectures, no? If they would want to consider some of the activities that I'm using, especially for writing, basic writing, thesis writing or academic writing. So I am excited. Well, we were trying to be excited, but I am, you know, putting excitement in it, because if we are afraid all the time, we will not be able to achieve things. We will only be able to move on with whatever we are experiencing right now if we put excitement in it. So we have to be excited. We need to be forward looking, that something good will happen to us. So I just pray that we will all be safe and sound. We will be protected by our Creator always. So thank you for viewing my vlog. So please support my YouTube channel. So if you find this useful, so if you're a person who is always listening to me, attending, following, liking, please subscribe to my channel, because this is a way of motivating me to proceed, because we only get our reward by the subscription. So please help me produce more video, because my lifeblood in YouTube is in fact the subscription. So please subscribe. Please subscribe. So if you like this video, please like. And this research, do you see this? This research is in fact some of the findings that show that going on Facebook Live can be used as a source of learning, and other research studies. Okay, just take note of this, and then all the links are attached in my description in YouTube. And this one, I'm already giving you the title of the author and the articles for you to be guided that what I'm saying here is not just based on opinion, but would be based on research also. Okay?